couple of years ago, I was working at my desk, but I had a football game in the background, and this commercial caught my eye. There was an interviewer, a sports interviewer, interviewing this football player who had had a pretty bad year. Stats were pretty bad, this running back. And the reporter says, "How do you explain this kind of year that you had?" The running back says, "Well, first, I have to look at myself." The reporter goes, "The great ones always do." But then the player adds, "But we all know that I couldn't be the problem, so I blame the fans and the media, the linemen, the quarterback, the defense, the owners, the referee. Why, it might even be your fault," he says to the reporter, who's standing there with a deer in the headlight look. And then kind of fades to black, and there's the beer logo. On this feast of the Holy Family, if someone asked, "How could your family or my family be better?" it would not surprise me that our first impulse would be something like that, right? If they were better, right? If only my brother weren't so annoying. Or if the kids could help more, get along better. If mom or dad wasn't so angry all the time. If Uncle Ben didn't drink so much, or whatever, right? When we ask any group we're a part of, or anyone about how could they be better, it's typically how they could be better. And all those things might be true, right? I don't know. Maybe mom shouldn't be so angry. And maybe alcoholism is a problem. And please, no one should live in an abusive situation. But whatever the faults of others, focusing on those is not what's going to most make the difference. I mean, we do what we can, right? We have a responsibility to, with love, speak the truth as best as we can. But in the end, I mean, those people might not change. What can we do? How can you or I be a better member of our own family, right? I think that's the only way we can trust to be able to move forward. And I love this second reading chosen for us today on this feast of the Holy Family, which gives each of us some concrete virtues to nurture to that end. 1, heartfelt compassion, meaning, in part, can I remind myself that everybody hurts? And that I might know my family, but I do not fully know what they have suffered. 2, gentleness. Can I work to make sure that my words aren't harsh, but that they have a respect and a kindness in them? Humility. You or I, we might be really, really smart about some things, but we're not smart about everything. 2, and our way is not the only way. Patience. There are proactive things to do just to deal with those aggravations of home differently. Forgiveness, same thing. And thankfulness. Of course, thankfulness changes everything. So, how about you? Not what anyone else in your family needs to do. What might be something that God might nudge your heart towards to be more who you are called to be for your family? I don't know what that would look like for anyone. So in just a moment, I'm going to invite you to listen to the wisdom of your own heart. I'm going to put on a little bit of music. I'm going to ask you a question to think about. And then after that, I'm going to invite you to consider using your imagination for just a moment. So, the question: how might God be nudging you at this time in your family situation, in your life, and in history to be a little more the best you for your family? We'll take a little bit of time just for that question. And now I'm going to invite the use of your imagination. Now, I think some more readily do this than others, but I'll invite you to give it a try. Now, I know it's dangerous when so many of us are so exhausted the day after Christmas, so even if you typically close your eyes, you might not want to, unless you need a good nap. So, but here's what I would invite. Take a few good, deep breaths, and in your imagination, picture your family. I mean, see their faces. Maybe at whatever point in history kind of jumps at you. Maybe some of them now deceased who live on in the memory of your hearts. Picture the family you grew up with. Mom, dad, siblings, a grandparent or anyone else who lived there. Just see them. And now if you're married or you have kids, let them be a part of that mix. Or picture that home family you have now. And if you could say one thing to them now, living or dead, what surfaces for you to say? And maybe imagine doing it. To Mom, what would you say? Or Dad? Someone else in your family? And final question. If you can safely picture this, and could you imagine any member of your family saying something to you now? Again, living or dead. What do you think they might say? Now I invite everyone to again become aware of this place, right, wherever you are right now. I know that it's easier for some than others to use imagination. If that was helpful in any way, I'm glad. If you didn't have enough time, you could go back again and do that later. If it was difficult, or you had no desire to go there, or you fell asleep, all good. The truth is, the work of family is an ongoing effort. And the promise is that the Holy Family is praying for our families. And today, may God help us each pray for the graces and listen to what God calls of us for our own family.